Have you ever had a stretch of days where everything just feels dull? Like the things that used to bring you joy, your morning cup of coffee, a favorite TV show, even chatting with a friend, now feel more like chores than pleasures? If so, you're not alone. And more importantly, what you're feeling might be trying to tell you something deeper. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 hidden signs of depression in seniors and what to do about them today. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what to look out for, but also how to carry yourself with more confidence, clarity, and grace in your later years. So stay with me until the end, because you may realize that a few small changes could be a big difference in how others experience you, and more importantly, how you experience yourself. Let's begin. As we age, life naturally changes. The kids are grown, the house is quieter, and sometimes our social circles shrink. Retirement, physical aches, or the loss of a loved one can leave unexpected gaps in our daily routines and in our emotional well-being. But here's the surprising part. Many older adults who feel off don't even realize they might be dealing with depression. Why? Because the signs don't always show up as sadness or tears. In fact, depression in seniors often hides in plain sight, disguised as things we brush off as just aging or just a bad week. And that's what we're diving into in this video. 5 hidden signs of depression you may not recognize, and what you can do about them starting today. So, let's take a closer look together. Because staying emotionally healthy after 60 isn't just about avoiding sadness. It's about staying connected, curious, and truly alive. Let's start with something that often goes unnoticed, a loss of interest in things you once enjoyed. Now, that may sound simple, but it can be tricky. Let me ask you, when was the last time you felt genuinely excited about your day? Not just going through the motions, but actually looking forward to something, whether it's baking a pie, tending your garden, calling an old friend, or even just sitting in your favorite chair with a good book. Those little joys matter more than we realize. When those things stop feeling fun, and the thought of doing them feels like too much work, that's not just boredom. That's your brain waving a quiet red flag. It's saying, hey, something's not quite right in here. And the truth is, that kind of disinterest is one of the most common and overlooked signs of depression in older adults. Here's the good news. This is something you can change. It starts by gently inviting those joyful things back into your life. Not forcing it, just starting small. Put your favorite music on in the background while making breakfast. Call that friend, even if you feel a little low. Action leads to motivation, not the other way around. And over time, those little sparks can light up again. Another hidden sign? Fatigue that just won't go away. Now, I'm not talking about being tired after a long walk or needing a nap in the afternoon. That's normal. I'm talking about a deeper, heavier kind of tired, the kind where even getting out of bed feels like a mountain. You might be sleeping more than usual, or oddly, sleeping less. Maybe you're waking up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, even though your body is exhausted. This kind of fatigue isn't about rest. It's about your brain. When a mind is burdened with unspoken sadness or stress, it takes a toll on your energy. And again, we often blame it on aging, but if you find yourself always saying, I'm just too tired to do anything, it's time to pause and listen to that feeling. Start by checking in with your daily habits. Are you eating regularly? Drinking enough water? Getting outside, even for 5 minutes of sunlight? These basic acts nourish not only your body but your mood. And if you can manage just one small walk or stretch today, it's a powerful message to yourself. I still matter. My energy matters. Now, let's talk about something we rarely associate with depression: irritability. Yes, that's right. Many seniors experiencing depression don't feel sadness. They feel easily annoyed, frustrated, or restless. Maybe the phone rings and it makes you jumpy, or you find yourself snapping at a loved one over something small, then feeling bad about it later. If you've noticed you're more impatient lately, or little things seem to get under your skin more than they used to, don't just dismiss it as grumpiness. It could be a signal that something deeper is weighing on your mind or heart. And again, this isn't about blame or guilt. Your emotions are trying to communicate with you. They're saying, I need some attention. I need some care. And that's a powerful thing to acknowledge. Because once we name what's happening, we can start to shift it. A helpful way to calm that irritability is through a simple breathing practice. It sounds almost too easy, but it works. Try this. Close your eyes and take a slow breath in for a count of 4, then out for a count of 6. Do that 5 times. That short reset can lower your heart rate and give your brain a tiny break from the storm. What's important here is to remember, none of this is a sign of weakness. If anything, noticing these hidden signs is a strength. It shows you're aware, you care about your mental health, and you want to live the fullest life possible at any age. Let's keep going, because what we're talking about today really matters. And it's something that affects far more people than most realize. You're not alone if you've been feeling just a little bit off but can't quite put your finger on why. Now, here's another sign that often sneaks up quietly: changes in appetite. And I don't just mean skipping a meal now and then. Think about it. Have you noticed your eating habits changing without a clear reason? Maybe food just doesn't taste the same. You might be eating far less than usual and barely noticing it. Or maybe the opposite. You're snacking constantly, but not feeling satisfied. These subtle changes can be easy to ignore, especially if you've already adjusted your meals with age. But depression has a sneaky way of interfering with how our brain processes hunger and fullness. It's not about willpower or routine. It's about how your emotions are influencing your body. And let's not forget that eating is more than just fueling our bodies. It's an emotional experience too. Sitting down to enjoy a warm bowl of soup, the smell of freshly baked bread, the comfort of familiar flavors. These small pleasures are part of what makes us feel grounded and connected to the moment. If you've been skipping meals or just grabbing what's easy without really enjoying it, try this small step. Make one meal a day something to look forward to. It doesn't have to be fancy. Even a favorite sandwich or a piece of fruit on a pretty plate can be a signal to yourself that you still deserve care and pleasure. And if you live alone, mealtimes can become especially quiet. So why not eat with a friend over the phone or video chat? Or turn on a show that makes you smile while you eat. It's the little things that bring back color to the day. Now, let's talk about another hidden sign that's often mistaken for something else: withdrawal. Not the kind where you decide to skip a big party. Many of us prefer quieter settings as we get older. I mean, when you start pulling away from the people you usually enjoy. When phone calls go unanswered, visits feel like a chore, and slowly, your world starts getting smaller and quieter. It's subtle at first. Maybe you stop checking in with that friend you used to talk to every week. Or you tell yourself you're just not in the mood to go to church, your club, or even out for a short walk with a neighbor. Before long, days blur together, and loneliness starts creeping in. Not the kind that shouts, but the quiet kind that leaves you feeling flat. The truth is, we are wired for connection. And even if you're someone who enjoys solitude, regular human contact, whether a chat with your pharmacist or saying hello to someone walking their dog, plays a huge role in emotional health. If you've been withdrawing lately, don't be hard on yourself. It's not about guilt. It's about taking one tiny step back toward connection. Maybe write a quick note to someone you miss, or answer that text you've been putting off. Just one small act of reaching out can gently reopen the door to connection. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I just don't feel like talking to anyone anymore? And that brings us to another quiet but powerful sign: feelings of hopelessness or emptiness. Sometimes these feelings don't show up as dramatic sadness. Instead, they're just this nagging sense that nothing really matters. Like you're just floating through the day. You might even find yourself thinking, what's the point? Or nobody would notice if I wasn't around. These are heavy thoughts, but they often come dressed in silence, not tears. And here's the hardest part. Many older adults feel like they shouldn't talk about this. Maybe you were raised to keep things to yourself, or you don't want to burden your family. But the truth is, sharing what you're going through isn't a burden. It's a gift. It lets people love you more deeply. It lets you heal. You might be surprised how many people are just waiting for permission to talk about the very same things. If this quiet hopelessness has settled into your daily life, please know this. It's not a permanent state. It's a signal. Your spirit is calling out for care, connection, and compassion. And you can absolutely give yourself those things, even now, even today. Sometimes The first step is simply naming it. Say out loud, I think I might be feeling low. I think I might need a little help. Then call your doctor. Talk to a counselor. Speak with someone at your place of worship. Depression doesn't mean you're broken. It means your heart needs healing. And help is out there. No matter how long you've felt this way, or how mild or heavy the feelings are, your life still matters deeply. You're not too old, too late, or too far gone to feel joy again. You've stuck with me this far, and that says something important. You care about your well-being, or maybe someone you love is going through a tough time. Either way, I want to thank you for being here. Because when it comes to emotional health, especially in our later years, just talking about it is a big, brave step forward. There's one more hidden sign I want to talk about, and it's often brushed aside because it seems so small. But in truth, it speaks volumes. It's losing interest in the little joys of daily life. I'm talking about the things that once brought you a quiet sense of peace or happiness, and now they just don't. Maybe it was your morning cup of tea while watching the birds out the window. Maybe it was tending to a few flowers in the garden, or doing a crossword puzzle in your favorite chair. You might have looked forward to your favorite TV show or radio program. But lately, it's all just background noise. That quiet dimming of joy, that loss of spark, is often one of the earliest and most overlooked signs of depression. And it's not because you're just getting older. It's because your emotional battery is running low and your heart is asking for a recharge. But here's the good news. Even the smallest acts can help you reclaim that spark. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic change. Sometimes, simply sitting outside for 5 minutes in the sunlight or playing a favorite song from years past can nudge something awake inside. You might not feel it right away. That's okay. Keep showing up for yourself, little by little. Try keeping a small notebook nearby and write down one thing each day that gave you the tiniest bit of comfort. It might be the smell of soap after washing your hands, the smile of a neighbor, a warm blanket. When we start noticing these small moments again, our mind begins to shift. Hope starts finding its way back in. Now, if you're watching this and realizing that a few, or maybe all, of these signs feel familiar, please know you're not alone and you're not weak. You're human, and getting older doesn't mean giving up on feeling good inside. In fact, this chapter of your life can be one of the most powerful. Because here's the truth, it's never too late to get help. It's never too late to heal. It's never too late to feel joy again. So, what can you do if you recognize these signs in yourself or someone you care about? Start by reaching out. You can talk to your doctor, a counselor, a spiritual leader, or even a trusted friend. Let someone in. Say something simple like, "Lately, I haven't been feeling like myself." That sentence can open doors to understanding, support, and care. If the idea of therapy feels intimidating, remember that today, there are so many options, from local mental health clinics to phone hotlines to video calls with licensed professionals who truly understand what seniors go through. Help isn't far away, and you deserve it just as much now as you ever did. Also, nourish yourself in small ways. Move your body, even if it's just walking from room to room or doing a few stretches in your chair. Get outside, breathe in fresh air, let the sun touch your skin. Eat something wholesome. Sleep when you're tired. Give yourself grace. And perhaps most importantly, stay connected. Call someone. Write a letter. Sit in a community space, even if you don't talk to anyone. Being near others helps remind your heart that you are still part of the world, and the world is better with you in it. If you're a family member or friend watching this video because you're concerned about someone in your life, thank you. Your care could be life-changing. Approach them gently. Share this video with them. Let them know they're not being dramatic or difficult. They're being human. Be patient. Be kind. And to those of you who are struggling, please don't wait for things to get worse before asking for help. You are allowed to feel sad, but you're also allowed to feel better. Depression in later life is common, but it's not inevitable, and it is absolutely treatable. Many people find relief, joy, and meaning again after opening up and getting support. So if you take just one thing from this video, let be this: your feelings matter. Your happiness matters. And your life, exactly as it is today, is worth fighting for. You've already taken a step forward by watching this. Now, take one more. Reach out, speak up, or simply start by showing yourself kindness today. If this message spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes, just knowing that someone else feels the same way makes all the difference. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're building a caring, supportive space for people just like you. Until next time, take care of yourself. You are strong, you are loved, and there's still so much beauty left for you to enjoy. Here's to living your best life at any age.